Severance Season 2 Episode 6 is already widely regarded as one of the best of Season 2, both for its tragic depiction of Mark and Gemma's story and its possible references to Lumen's endgame and overall series lore. One such reference is actually shown for the second time, the whistling of a creepy song by the equally creepy Lumen employee Dr. Mauer. The song itself is Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and it's first heard in Episode 5 Trojan Horse when said employee goes to optics and design to fetch dental instruments. Now it takes a much darker meaning, possibly even hinting at the future of the series. But before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, drop a like and comment on the video, and if you're able, please sign up for channel memberships for exclusive content, which really helps us out. Anyway, back to Lumen. So, Lightfoot's song, which was first released in 1976, tells the haunting tale of the sinking of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald, which took place less than a year earlier in November 1975. The ship was a freighter that had travelled across Lake Superior countless times, often hauling iron ore from one side to the other, and was said to be among the best and sturdiest that travelled those waters. One night it was hit by a sudden winter storm. It tried to contact other vessels around, asking for help like the SS Arthur M. Anderson and the Avafors, but it eventually stopped responding without sending a distress call. Although its wreck has been found and identified, there has never been a consensus on what exactly caused it to sink, and the body of its 29 crewmen were never recovered. Lightman wrote the melody of The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald as an Irish folk song, and despite its tragic subject, it's actually quite a catchy tune, one a mysterious employee could easily whistle around endless maze-like hallways. In Severance, however, the whistling becomes a rather ominous melody when amplified by the echo of the sterile hallways of the severed and testing floors. It's almost as if it precedes something terrible that's going to happen, like Gemma's painful dentist appointment with Dr. Mauer. In an interview with the New York Times, Severance director and executive producer Ben Stiller confirmed that what the Lumen employee is whistling is indeed The Wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald, but when asked whether the song has any connection to the series and Lumen's endgame, he declined to answer. "I'm just a Gordon Lightfoot fan. I used Carefree Highway in Escape at Dannemora. I will hopefully always be able to use his music because I think he's one of the great artists of our time," Stiller said. That said, there may be too much going on in the series and the lyrics of the song for there not to be any connection between them. There are countless theories claiming that Lumen's true intentions are somehow to resurrect its founder Kia Egan, who inspires fanatical devotion among the company's employees, and the song could be related to that. Lake Superior is the largest and deepest lake of the Great Lakes, and because of this, it's said that its waters are capable of retaining cold temperatures far longer than normal, to the point of keeping bacteria responsible for decomposing bodies from reaching too deep. This turns the lake into a watery graveyard, conserving frozen bodies while also making it impossible to retrieve them, which is where the song's line, "The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy," comes from. What this means for a sci-fi series such as Severance is the prospect of developing a sort of natural cryogenic conservation way before the development of actual cryogenics, allowing for a body such as Kia's to be preserved until the time comes to resurrect him. It's said that cryogenical preservation of the first human body happened in 1967, but according to the series timeline, Kia died in 1939, way before it was possible. Upon his death, Kia's body may have been stored somehow in the deep waters of Lake Superior, while his conscious remained stored somewhere else, possibly in a computer at Lumen or even in one of the first Severance chips, until it can be properly reinserted into the frozen body. This may be reading too much into a simple folk song and the series plot, but it does make some sense given how, when it comes to Severance, fiction is certainly stranger than reality. There are countless mysteries in Severance, and one of them is related to where the series is set. Everything happens in the town of Kia PE, which is named after Kia Egan himself. This is where Lumen headquarters are located too, and where the characters live, with almost everything in town being related to the company. However, there is no state with the PE abbreviation in the USA. One could argue that it refers to the Canadian province of Prince Edward Island, but that's usually abbreviated PEI, not PE. Kia is a frigid town, but it seems too American to be Canada. Instead, people have speculated that the series takes place in an alternate version of the USA, and the cryogenics theory coupled with the weird paintings portraying Kia Egan's life may relate to that. The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald tells the story of a shipwreck in Lake Superior that doesn't give up her dead and has shores in both the US and Canada. Curiously enough, the Lumen painting Kia invites you to drink his water apparently depicts the Great Lakes too. It shows Kia Egan standing in front of a valley overlooking bodies of water that strongly resemble the Great Lakes. The painting has a strange perspective, so the lakes look weird and misshapen, but there's no mistaking them. Because of this, people have theorized that Kia could be located in that region and that PE could be an entirely new state. There is room for a lot of speculation there, from the annexation from Canada to Michigan's two peninsulas becoming separate states, but until Severance properly answers it, all we have are theories.